right, so welcome back, everyone. So the National Institute of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, NIHERST, will be hosting a series of virtual and in-person activities in commemoration of World Creativity and Innovation. So here to tell us more about this week-long activities is Christopher Proute, Creative Design Lab Coordinator. Mr. Proute, thank you very much for coming this morning.
Okay, and thank you, Marlon, for having me this morning.
Of course. Well, let's talk about this week of celebrations. It's a whole week, you know, Mr. Proute.
Yes, yes it is. All right, so, well, firstly, this week actually came out as it aligned with one of the initiatives the organization was involved with. Currently, the organization has a Fab Lab. Now, Fab Lab is an initiative from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where they look to promote digital fabrication throughout the world. So NIHERST would have joined this Fab Lab, or became a Fab Lab in 2015. And as part of the evolution of the Fab Lab, we decided to embark on becoming a Fab Academy, where we can offer training services to the wider society. And in commemoration of that, and as it coincided with the World Innovation and Creativity Day, we decided to highlight some of the activities we would have done during this week.
Yeah. So, Mr. Proute, you're saying things here this morning, expecting us to know, when we're speaking about digital fabrication and Fab Lab, what are we speaking about?
Right, so digital fabrication is basically the use of software and equipment to basically create ideas. So you're basically going to design something on the computer, you're going to send it to a machine like a 3D printer, laser cutter, or a vinyl cutter, and you're going to actually have a physical model being created. Now, to a lot of persons, these technologies might be far away from them. So what Fab Lab looks to do is make it accessible to persons. So we also provide training services and we do educational programs with persons, whether it be students or other organizations, to highlight the importance of the technology and to promote creativity and innovation throughout the island.
Yeah, all right. So let's dive deeper into what you all have planned for World Creativity and Innovation Week. All right.
So during this week, we would have had, as I mentioned, we would have had persons who would have participated in the Fab Academy program. So for the first 3 days, which would have been Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we would have had the graduates from the program highlighting during a 1-hour webinar during the day and highlighting the activities that were involved in the program to the wider citizens.
Yes.
On Thursday, which is today, we will have an open house at the Ministry of Education on the ground floor in St. Vincent Street in Port of Spain, where persons can come and view the various projects staff would have worked on, as well as some of the equipment from the Fab Lab that we have there. We've also partnered with various stakeholders such as TTIPO, MIC, Kariri, UE School of Education, and Export TT to also partner with us during this week, and they will be there to highlight some of the initiatives that they are also working on.
Yeah, I want to speak about some of the exhibits, because I want to give people who would want to come and see these exhibits what is in store for them when they come to see the exhibits. So what's in store for them?
All right, so when persons come, they will actually have exposure to a 3D printer, which is one of the devices we use in the Fab Lab.
Yes.
We also have a vinyl cutter and we have a precision mill, where persons would see what sort of software and hardware is used to actually create prototypes using these machines. We also have the projects which the staff would have worked on. They have one dealing with solar energy, we have one dealing with hydroponics, and we also have one dealing with recycling of a shop vac, which is basically to remove hair from a barber shop. So it's basically looking at projects. So what Fab Academy does is basically it looks at taking an idea to production. So it's going to take you through the steps of developing the idea and then seeing how you can make it to manufacturing, where you could then take it to market. So we're going to show persons the steps we would have gone through in terms of taking it from the idea and developing these projects and then showcasing it there at the Ministry of Education.
But surely this is not the first time that you're having this World Creativity and Innovation Week, right? It's not the first time?
No. This is actually an international observance where they look to highlight the contributions made as it relates to creativity and innovation in individual countries. So we have just used this opportunity to highlight some of the initiatives that we have done. We have also done it in previous activities where we would go out to schools or various outreaches and promoted STEM throughout the day or the week.
Have you all adopted a particular theme this year?
Well, the theme this year, as I mentioned, we are looking at upgrading the Fab Lab into Fab Academy. the team is really to provide opportunity to citizens. Because one of the major things that I believe persons are looking for is opportunity. And sometimes that opportunity may be around, but it may not be accessible or they may not be aware of it. So by coming on your program this morning and also having the display at the Ministry of Education, it allows us the opportunity to reach out to the public so they can see what we're doing and some of the initiatives that we plan to do in the future.
Yeah. So let's deal with that now. How do you see these initiatives as to what you all would have embarked on? How is it impacting Trinidad and Tobago, the wider public, and the progress in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, as every country right now is looking to diversify itself, as even us, we've seen the situation with the oil and gas situation, tapping into the creative potential of society is beneficial in order for us to see really where we can go as a society. And throughout this venture, we are seeing that there is a need by citizens to have these opportunities. We've also partnered with other stakeholders to actually develop what we call a GIS map, which actually highlights pillars around various topics, whether it be agriculture, engineering, manufacturing, where persons can actually access to gain funding. So sometimes, well, clients would come to the Fab Lab with an idea that they want to develop, but one of the issues is that they don't know where funding is. So through the GIS map, they can actually go on the site, they can actually look at what is available and see where they can access various fundings from. And this allows persons, well, it eases their ability to access funding. Along with, I think something I would have forgotten to mention,
yes.
On the Friday of this week, we'll also be doing a workshop on Carnival Innovation with Export TT, where we'll be teaching persons about using digital software and the 3D printer to create simple designs that they could use and then open their own business if they would like. So normally persons in the creative sector always have these opportunities. So it's open to the public. They can register and they could come and partake in the activity.
Yeah. That's at what time?
That is supposed to be at 9 to 3 on Friday.
Where?
At the Ministry of Education.
All right. What struck me a little earlier, what you said was that you mentioned clients. Now, I was a bit surprised that you're speaking about clients. So is it that if someone is in business or has an idea, they can approach NIHERST and have a conversation with them as to how they can move forward with their plan?
So that is one of the benefits of the Fab Lab. So in the past, we would have had the equipment and we'd have just used it to demonstrate to the public on the various technologies. But by becoming a Fab Lab, we are now able to take jobs from the public. So normally what we would do is we'd have a consultation with prospective clients to find out what they would want or what services they would require from us. Now, because of our exposure to various organizations like TTIPO, which deals with IP protection, one of the things we first want to cover with prospective clients is the fact that have you sought protection for your idea? Because a lot of persons tend to have an idea, they want to rush to get it created and stuff like that and don't seek protection. And sometimes it's too late after you've created it to seek protection because you've then disclosed it to a lot of people. So this is why the consultation period is important, where we go over some of those things, and there's a tool that the TTIPO would have gotten from the World Intellectual Property Office, which is a diagnostic tool, whereby they can actually you could do a self-test on your idea and you could see what sort of IP properties are there. And then you could take that to the TTIPO and further develop your idea if it's to market you're planning to go.
Yeah. But what type of services can I come to the Fab Lab for? What's your core?
Right. So our core services are related to digital fabrication. So this is if persons want to create something using a 3D printer, they want to design something using software. Those are the core things that we deal with right now. We've also undergone some training in terms of entrepreneurship, where we've understood that some persons may have an idea, but they don't have that business background. So that is part of the initiative where we developed the GIS map, where we are looking to help persons in terms of like dealing with their business plan and stuff like this, because it's not always that the inventor or the entrepreneur may have that business background, that they can fully develop their idea into a business. So we try to see where there is a need based on our conversations with our stakeholders, and then we try to go into that. So developing that aspect of it where we can assist in terms of guiding you through the process of developing your business plan and stuff like this, and also with the GIS map where you can identify potential sources of funds to promote your project, kind of works hand in hand in terms of giving the entrepreneur that opportunity to really take your idea to market.
Yeah. Have you seen more and more people wanting to become more and more involved in innovation? Because yes, I'm sure that you can make an argument, well, yeah, we are an innovative people, and but I think that you would admit that there is much more that can be done. I think that the difficulty has been, and you mentioned it a short while ago, that people may not have known what avenues or options there are available to help them.
Well, everyone, especially now where persons are seeing that the economy is in a state where you need that additional funds.
Right.
And persons are seeing the value in their ideas. I see where persons are more involved. Like, we have been getting calls from persons who would have ideas and they would want to develop it out. But then, because you need to seek the protection, we would advise them to go unprotected. So, and right now, with the age of social media and all of these things, it's an opportune time for persons to get involved in being creative, because it's less barriers to entry right now as compared to in the past.
Yeah. But how are you going to keep up? And when I say you, how is NIHERST going to keep up this thrust towards creativity and innovative systems and so on?
Well, the fortunate thing is I think the organization throughout its history has shown where it has always strived to promote science and technology, whether it be establishing of entities which have promoted, whether it be like COSTAT or School of Nursing, and even the Science Center, where we try to reach persons at a young age. Because if you don't reach persons at that young age, by the time they reach an adult, it may be too late to get them involved in it.
Yes.
So that throughout all the initiatives where we have programs, like we have clubs, camps, and various outreaches, where we try to engage students or persons at a young age, moving up, and also through strategic partnerships with other entities, just like how we partnered to get the Fab Lab. I see these as initiatives that would really keep it more sustainable. So persons have that idea, we've teaching you about the various technologies. You have an avenue where you can come in and make a space, which is Fab Lab, where you can come in and be creative. We also have the opportunity where you can access funding and stuff like that. And based on the various collaborations that we'll have now and in the future, these can open up doors or avenues for persons to really see where their potential can go.
Yeah. I think that the challenge in the past, when we speak about science and technology and even math, people always have the perception this is too hard.
Yeah.
And you made a great point there. For people to begin embracing science, technology, and so on, you have to begin at a very young age.
Yes.
Yeah? So is it your view that we have developed this structure to expose people at a very young age to the science and technology and so on, and to give them assistance as they move forward in this field if they decide to pursue it?
Well, I believe there is the potential there, but nothing is perfect.
Right.
So I fully well can see where one of the issues is that when you have initiative, let's say if you do an outreach to a school, yes, you go there, you engage the students, they're encouraged to participate in the activity. One of the concerns would be in terms of the long-term access to that.
Yes.
And that is where the greater drive needs to be, I think, in terms of where persons throughout the country, also in Tobago, can have consistent access to these things. Now, NIHERST as an institution pushes these activities, but I think it needs to be a national consensus in terms of all the stakeholders really pushing along this line in terms of promotion of it. I know everyone is doing their own thing as it relates to it, but if we all, I guess, come together and look towards a common goal, it could really reach more persons.
Yeah, so learning institutions, schools, educational facilities, are they free to approach NIHERST in order to have their students exposed to the work and the programs that NIHERST has to offer?
Yes, so especially the educational institutions, we would naturally contact them based on the activities that we are doing. They can also reach out to us. So most of the time, schools would contact the organization, whether they want to do outreaches or they have activities, and they would want the Science Center to come and do displays and stuff like that. So that is already established in terms of that connection. And whereas when we have activities, in the past they would have had SciTechnoFest, which is a grand science festival where we bring down exhibits and we showcase the persons. So there's always been that avenue where we can liaise with the various stakeholders, and we've also partnered with other institutions for new activities and stuff like that.
All right, Mr. Proute, I have about 1 minute again. Please repeat for us what is happening today and also on Friday.
All right, so today we have an exhibition at the Ministry of Education building on the ground floor in St. Vincent Street in Port of Spain. And on Friday, we'll have a workshop as it relates to carnival and innovation and creativity. If I could stick up one thing.
Of course.
All right. As part of encouraging students into the whole STEM field, we also do a competition called First Lego League, which is a robotics competition. On the 27th of April, we're actually having the National Championship. And there will be 23 teams participating, and this will be at the National Science and Cycling Center. So I'd like to invite you and your team, if they would come down to view, and the wider listening public as well. Yeah,
all right. Thank you very much for coming this morning. You have given us a lot to think about. We wish you all success with the rest of the celebrations for the next 2 days. Yeah?
Okay.
It was good speaking with you.
Okay,
so we are going to a very short break, but we first have this image for you. Poi! Is that it? All right. Poi again. We're coming back, everybody.
I invented party. So when they talk about mash up to wave and mat up the place any day, anyway you're calling me name. You're calling me name. And when they talk about jump up and cool up, turn up, pick up, girl, turn up the waist and calling me name.